Hello, people. This is basically something. If it weren't for WatchOS 5, I probably would have not bought. That's right, this is the Apple Watch Series 4. As you can clearly tell by the back part of this packaging here, I'm going to readjust the focus here. This is the Space Gray aluminum case black sport band, and of course, larger display, yada yada yada, everything. And of course, as an ECG monitor, that will probably come with iOS 12.1. So here, I'm just going to unbox this thing and just show it to you what it looks like, because honestly, this is the most intriguing Apple Watch we've seen in quite a few years, because earlier Apple Watches, you have the Series 2, which has like a GPS, and then you have a Series 3 that has cellular, but like nothing quite like this, because this has a much larger display, 2 millimeters larger, in fact. This one is the 44 millimeter black sport band with cellular. I was on the fence of actually whether to get, cellular or non-cellular, because, I'm not really sure if I'm going to use it or not. It's a, $120 difference, but apparently this was the only one that they have left, so it automatically solved my question for me. So let's unbox this. So we do have a pull tab here that pulls across the back here. Ooh, I don't think it got the entire box, but it's no matter, because I'm just gonna tear off the plastic. Oh, jeez. Yep, plainly off. So, okay, apparently there's like 2 more pry tabs here. Okay, so it just pulls open a flap. It's a little bit hard to decipher what's going on. Let's see. Okay, like that. You can see Apple Watch Series 4, still very, very nice. Look at that. It looks great. I mean, it's just wrapped in this, this very colorful packaging here. Now, as you can see here, this is, basically an illustration of the Apple Watch, and the bottom you have the band, so it's now all separate now. Even if you want a stainless steel, it would look just like this long box. So I think this is one of the first times that Apple has shipped it separately. They didn't do it. And the fact that there's no more edition, so every Apple Watch is going to be shipped like this. So let's open this top box up, and there you go. So we have designed by Apple in California, which honestly is just paperwork. And I don't think there's any Apple stickers, honestly. And install the newest version of iOS on your iPhone. Open the Apple Watch app. So you already know that if you've, been in contact with an Apple Watch before. And we have this plastic puck. I believe it's plastic. I can't really tell the material, but it's just a puck. I already have it. So all Apple Watch chargers fit right in, and you have this 5-watt power adapter that plugs go in the wall. So, if you have all of these, you don't really care. Of course, all you care about is this 44 millimeter. Damn it, 44 millimeter Apple Watch Series 4, and it looks really good. This is the cellular model, so you get this new ring. Now the older Series 3 doesn't look really good, because the watch is kind of half a fashion accessory, so having the entire ring filled, and basically a circle, when it's the cellular model, kind of clashes, because people like neutral looks, so they can really mix and match, but you can't really do that with the cellular. So it went back to the ring, a little bit more subtle, but still a bit of an accent. But yeah, this is the 44 millimeter version, confirming to us that. So I guess you have to drag the watch out here. Okay, so basically push out the sleeve like that. And there it is. That's the Series 4 Apple Watch. It will probably never be as clean as this ever again. So we turn to the back. This is the biggest feature of this Series 4. So it is an aluminum case. It still has Onyx glass, and of course, if you go for the stainless steel, it has sapphire crystal. But this is basically an electrical heart sensor for you to kind of take an ECG, which is of course coming later. Test your heart rhythms and everything, but of course everything's a little bit designed. So whether you get the stainless steel or the aluminum, the back is going to look the same. The really only difference is, the case material. The microphone is moved on the Series 4, as well as a much louder speaker, which according to some Reddit threads is actually louder than the first, was it the first iPad speakers? But yeah, either way, very, very impressive, but I haven't tried it out yet. So let's set this down here. There's a reason for that, because I want to show you my current Apple Watch, and I can swipe through a few watch faces there, a Pride face there, but this is my current one. This is Series 0, and it's made of stainless steel. It's very, very dirty, and I'm going to show you something because the bands do work. So on the 44 millimeter, so just detaches like this, and if I want to slide on, same procedure. They all do fit right in. So let's make sure this is in focus, and just slide this very filthy white sport band in, so I don't actually have to open up the sport band, and snaps right in, just like this. So yeah, it works perfectly, and it doesn't stick out. And we do have to look at the band. So everything aside for now, in here we have this, just a band. Basically this is retail packaging, so this is basically just a pack-in retail disc. So like if you've ever bought a bundle with an extra game, it's basically what it looks like. So 44, so basically an extra band. I think there's no pull tabs, but it's a little bit harder to open. But I'm not going to open this, so it looks just like any other band, just so you know. And there's a pack-in. But this is Apple Watch Series 4. And of course, we're going to power it on. Yep, there's the Apple logo, slightly out of focus. Okay, so once your Apple Watch is all powered up and ready, you can actually set it up just like that. So put on your Apple Watch, and I don't want Japanese, I want English. And I can aim it at the watch, start pairing that, right about this. And even with the shaking hand, it does work. So let's see if we can restore from backup here. So basically, it is just like any other previous Apple Watch. So currently paired. So I can tap this. And I can use this current backup, so you don't actually have to unpair the original Series 0, which is great. Okay, so actually new to Watch OS 5, you get this little heart health thing. So like if you have low heart rate and high heart rate, you can actually ask it to notify you. Now, of course, it works with all Watch OS 5 watches, including the Series 4 and emergency SOS. It's also on, so like, but fall detection is basically, when you fall, and then the Apple Watch can detect when you've fallen and could call emergency services for you, but you have to actually turn this on first before you can do so. So now it's syncing, and I'm going to skip to that point where I'm done with the syncing. Now, like I said, I haven't bought an Apple Watch in like years. This is the original, and this is the new Series 4. Actually, while it's syncing, there's a few Apple Watch basics, so you can learn how the display works. So tap to select, swipe to scroll, press firmly to for more options as well. And of course, you have a bunch of other toggles as well. For example, you can have your digital crown and your side button. So press to return to a watch face just like a home button. Press and hold to talk to Siri, and turn to scroll, zoom, and adjust. So basically just basic stuff, but you can look at this and learn how to use it before when it's all said and done. Alright, so I got this notification that my watch is ready, so press the digital crown to start. This is kind of weird, but it's also kind of awesome. There's a lot of taptic feedback here. So what's new with the Series 4 is, of course, this much more, just much larger display in general. And case in point, I have the original Apple Watch here, which is dead. And you can see the display is actually much, much larger. And it's a really good thing because, you get more screen real estate for your content here. So I can swipe along until I can find a photo I like, and then it just fills the screen. And even here, actually, if you just hold down force touch and then scroll, you can just barely make out. There's a bit of taptic feedback, of course, on my wrist, but you can also kind of hear it. And of course, basically, with watchOS 5 and Apple Watch Series 4 itself, there comes a slew of new watch faces. This is the infograph face, which is basically just everything at once. There's like 5 billion complications on the screen right now. So you can edit all of them. In fact, you can just edit all of them and you can have like a myriad of options for it. And moving on, we actually have the infograph modular face, which is basically like infograph, but it's in a modular form factor. So the date has been shrunken up here, and then you can add your planets, everything. Not as much as the infograph face, but still a variety of options. I think there's like 6 complications here. And of course, we have fire and water. So this is actually made in-house by an Apple studio that actually these clock marks here are not added digitally. They actually have to cast it from scratch, and then they have like an actual base that resembles the face. So of course, if you tap it again, it becomes water. Maybe it doesn't work here. Yep. So water. There's the water face. So just again, same idea, flows around the time, and it's pretty nice. And then this is liquid metal. Same idea, but this is a little bit more wavy waveform. I ran out of words to describe it. And of course, we have vapor. So again, just flows through a chamber. It's pretty nice and really shows off the entire display because only the Series 4 has this full display. Every other watch has to deal with that circle, but it's still really, really sweet. So yeah, that's basically Apple Watch Series 4. Honestly, it's still just an Apple Watch. There isn't much different. And of course, if you've used previous Apple Watches, you know that there's like swim, one of those, water eject tools, about theater mode, how cellular works. Basically, it really is just another Apple Watch. And of course, I might tweet some BS on my @IconRedesign Twitter about heart rate functions, but that's basically it straight out of the box. And I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Why do I drone on like every other fucking YouTuber on this planet? Oh right, because I have no creativity. Anyway, yeah, that's about it basically. So this is Apple Watch Series 4, and it's time for me to play poker again. So have fun.